Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in the Kingdom of Thornwood. We're going to be continuing our adventure in Shining in the Darkness, Darkness Edition, version 1.51. And now we are going to be moving onward into the second layer of the Labyrinth. We've never been here, it's probably going to be an interesting time. I've already got my information up. We are going to be making entries as we go along. And yeah, so apparently the mod developer is hard at work at making a version 1.6 that I will eventually check out, but not for a considerable time after this. But they seem to be making great progress in that, and that's pretty exciting. But we're going to continue our playthrough of this and showcase our experiences with what's currently in it. Now, we'd equipped what we could afford so far, but there is plenty of new things we can buy, so how far we get in this new layer isn't specifically important, because we can always come out and re-equip. We have a good idea on what everything that it has in there, other than the weapons, so we will experiment with those as we get them. Buddy Grimwell's probably gonna have a bad time, though. That's really unfortunate for him. Oh, yeah. And we did give Pyra the Hex Whip, so she's gonna probably kill most things in one hit if we let her. So, if we want to find out what enemies do, we might not do that. Oh, I suppose we should have stepped forward instead of pressing a button, huh? Yeah, but here we are. Wonder what kind of friends we're gonna meet along the way. The beginning tends to have a lot of the same kinds of monsters as the last part of the Cave of Wisdom, so we'll get these Driffids who can drop something that we do want, so we already know roughly what these guys can do, so we'll happily smash them into pieces. We do want the flail that they can drop though, so we're not gonna let them go that easily. So yeah, so the flail that we got from Milo was something pretty interesting, and I think this might be one of our first new enemies. Apparently the Reaper can drop the magic hood, which wouldn't be terrible to get, although I don't think we actually need it anymore. But I suspect it's similar to the other one, so let's kill the other enemies and see what it does. We could probably get our EXP value off of this. Well, it didn't do anything too exciting. So 790 and 585. I think I lost the plot on that. Okay, yeah, we'll get him again. We'll wander around a bit. Yeah, I got part of the number, but not enough to get the other one, so I'll get an easier entry on it. We won't be rushing this at all, so we will have plenty of chances. We are going to take some magic damage here and there. These guys are faster than us in some regards, so our increased weapons won't help with that, but if we can make it to level 42, we'll also get Muddle level 2, which will let us pick up any items that we do want, but we are a ways away from that. So while that's something to look forward to in the future, it's not gonna help us for a hot minute. But we can keep it in mind. And what we know about these sorcerers is that they cast Bolt level 2, so Okay, that should be all the squares mapped. We will go until we get forced out. And if we don't find what we want by then, we'll come back for some items. I mean, honestly, if we push through far enough, we'll have access to the Great Whip naturally, so... I mean, if we don't seem like we're having a problem, it won't matter at all, but, I mean, it would be cool to get it at this point. So yeah, this should be a pretty good chance to get it. I'm gonna let them have a chance just to see what they do. So, they cast a soul, that's not great for us. They're also pretty fast. Okay, so we won't let them go again, but they are able to cast a soul, so we got that information. So 750 and 450. Okay, that's not too difficult. So they are 250 and 150. What's interesting is that still puts them below the cockatrice in their values, so I think that's interesting. They have D-Soul level 1. Okay, we don't know if they have other abilities, but let's bring our friend back. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter if we get turned back pretty early, because we're just exploring. We're not rushing our way through this playthrough. We're just taking it as it goes. I didn't have to actually let them attack at all. I could have obviously cleared them out with the whip, but you don't find out what they do unless you give them a chance. So we'll give them a second chance. We're gonna focus on these cockatrices, get them out of the picture. Well, they'll get a chance to do a couple things. I mean, they tried to melee a bit, but that didn't actually do a lot. There's also a decent chance that that's their only main ability, which is fine. If that is those guys' only main ability, I actually recommend that they get something like a magic spell, but I mean, that's up to you and what the developer has as an idea. Because just their other option being melee kind of makes them a little bit on the weak side. I suppose I should have just let him hit the sorcerers, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yep, Bolt level 2, that's the only spell I've seen from him so far, so that may be the only one they cast. Oh, Deadheads. Interesting. So they're another one of these guys. These guys can apparently drop mithril ore. I wonder if they're just gonna try to run, or if they summon, or what they do. But let's aim for them, because we don't know what they'll do. So they back away. They do try to run. Interesting. We will write that down. Yeah, we definitely, I don't think, are faster than them yet, so... And here we got our buddies. Brick guys. So we will keep an eye on them. From what I understand, most mini-bosses haven't actually been given anything new. Yeah, let's go get the drop list for these guys, because I didn't prepare that ahead of time. Let's see. So Brick Eyes can drop Barrier Ring. We'll put that on our list. Okay. And they're coming up soon, but Sentinels also drop something. What do you guys drop? They drop a Dark Helm. Okay. Well, we will at least check out Dark Helm, but I doubt it's something we're gonna want to use, so we'll write that in for their option at least. I understand that these guys may not have gotten any new abilities, so we're gonna do a little damage to them, but we're not gonna try too hard to kill them. Yeah, they're not really strong enough to do much to us currently. So they are 400 EXP and 250 gold, so we will write that in for them. Okay, that's not too shabby, but they're also nothing to write home about, so if they don't have any abilities, they don't have much to comment on. That's fine. Apparently that's the main thing that's going to be massively changed. Is the mini bosses are gonna have new abilities, and other than that, I guess the mod developer might be working on revamping all the monsters' names and stuff. So all my information's probably gonna be obsolete in 1.6. So if you follow this expecting to know what's going to happen, that's probably not true, but it's only true for the current state. So. But I, for one, am very excited to see how it develops. The current balance is quite nice, so maybe the abilities won't change, but what they look like a lot, their names will be entirely different. So here's a new one of our friends, Billow. So usually these are another one of the clouds type enemies, but we haven't seen any of those, and instead they seem to be all rocks, which is funny. Let's put these guys in here. Let's start looking up what their items could be. So Billows can drop healer fruit. Okay, we'll put them in the list. So there continues to be a number of enemies that just drop healing items, which I guess isn't terrible. I mean, it's better than most of the junk that some of them were dropping, so at least that has some potential use in niche cases. We'll have those two characters do, and we'll just defend and see what it does. I imagine it's similar to the other ones. It's probably like critical hits and boulders, but and a lot of defense. So we'll give them a chance to do stuff. Well, it's not looking good for him so far. So 650 and something or other. So that is 325 EXP at least. We'll get their gold on another run. So this, I think, is the correct way. We'll go the wrong ways first. So over here will be a new enemy, the Sentinel, on one of the paths, and the other one just has treasure, so if you want to call it a poison treasure. So one thing I will do is put on the fire sword. It'll make this easier in case it is a problem. But one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have the main character attack. We're just gonna defend and see what it does. It goes fast, it hits pretty hard, it does have double attack. It probably has critical hit, but that's vanilla, so far we'll just write double attack down. We will, yeah, it can also do single attacks, so that's something to note. It has a ton of defense, which is why our main character is the only one that can really do damage. So it may just be worth it for the others to defend, because he's the only one that can really do significant damage to it anyway. I could also cast Boost when it's her turn. We're not in too much danger of dying unless it does something crazy, so. Yep, we got it. Critical hit. And I could live to eat my words, as you can see, it does do quite a bit of damage, so. We are gonna try to heal that up, and we are gonna cast a boost on the first character, so. Yeah, we unfortunately got punked. We are going to, of course, revive. We are going to defend. Yeah, this is a problem. Can we run? We sure can't. Yeah, we might party wipe here. This is a real problem. I guess we should at least give it a chance to do it, but I think we just having a bad time. Alright. I got a little cocky on that one, but it's okay. So Sentinels are actually pretty rough in vanilla too. Believe it or not. I actually don't know if they've been changed at all. So, you did eat half of our gold. What can we get? Did in fact she not have her weapon on? Oh. Oh, right, he actually uncurses your items, so. Okay. That's right, if you have a cursed item on and you get revived from a party wipe, he actually takes it off, so that's actually pretty standard. Let us sell our steel whip. We actually do not need this. So she could use better armor, so could Milo. So I think that's outside of our range. Yeah, I don't think I have a better armor I can do that way. What I could do is I could actually craft another piece of mithril, perhaps, if I got the money for it. Yeah, so which one do I want to make it for? I'm gonna make mithril armor. 60,000, that's very expensive. Well, we can't do that yet then. We will actually just have to sort of deal with it. What do we have going on? Otherwise, what could we shift up? Well, it doesn't look like a whole lot of anything, so I guess we're gonna roll with this. Cool. Well, we were doing fine until that point, so I guess we'll just go back in and see how it goes. And if we actually took that fight seriously, we probably would have been fine. So, let's But I guess that's a sign that we're not over-leveled. Oh, that's right, we probably should put our group attack weapon back on. Well, that's fine. Yeah, let's put that on real quick. We will switch back to our Morning Star. Well, I guess the other good news is that's not actually very far into the place at all. So, it's not like getting back there was that far. We will continue to try to get the deadheads. Maybe they'll do something that lets us kill them, but they are significantly faster than us. But I guess the good news is that because of how much damage she does, that our buddy Pyra could probably kill any of them if she does manage to go faster than them, so once we pass that threshold, it'll be easy peasy. Hello, Brick Eyes. Well, they are quite insistent on fighting us a little bit, huh? Yep, so we're essentially back where we were at. Here's a new friend, a couple of new friends for us. We got Mantoros and Maligators, and we don't know what either of these guys are like, so yeah. But we will get them in our list. So yeah, let's make another entry for the Mantoros. What can they drop? Looks like they can drop a Great Axe, which would be pretty great, other than the fact that we probably don't need it. But, yeah, we will, I think I'd rather kill the Maligators first. We will let them get a chance to go. I feel like that they're probably less dangerous, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, I mean, freeze level 3 is not great for us. Yep, they both got a level 3 spell, so they both have something. Because this is a mixed group, there's no real chance of figuring out who gives what experience in a specific sense, so we're just gonna kinda tear them up as best as we can and hope for the best. Yep, I think demi-whites are still on our list. Nope, they sure aren't. Okay, these are also a new friend. What do these do? They give us a long spear if we do manage to get their item. They are gonna have their own entry. But this is a decent chance to get their information because there's 5 of them. So I'm sure we'll get another chance to figure out what they do. Let's just bop these guys out of here while we're healed up. 2,000 and 1,300. Let us sort that out. So they're 400 EXP, that part's easy. That makes them 260 gold. Okay. I mean, that would technically make them considered stronger than the Brick Eyes, so that is something to keep an eye on. We can move them up. Cool. So yeah, I don't even know if I'd consider the Brick Eyes to really be like a mini boss. They kind of don't really need that status, but altogether they are pretty tough. Let's make sure we're reasonably well healed. Let's top off and equip up. I think we already know what these guys do, so we don't need to experiment with them at all anymore. So let's give the main character the fire sword. I don't think there's much we can do for Milo. Make sure things are good. Yep, so let's have at 'em. So yeah, we're gonna actually quick to see if we can get ahead of them. We're gonna boost the main character. Because one of the problems is he goes before all of us. Well, that was a lot of damage. Yeah, so we're going to actually just defend with the other ones and hope that he decides to attack them and makes a real dunce for himself. He sure didn't, but I mean, it was a plan. So 3,000 and 2,500? Cool. Let us write that in for them. Well, there is a chance that they've also had their stats buffed, even if they haven't been given abilities. I don't know like how that is determined exactly. So I mean, I do feel like they might be a tad stronger than the base form. Like the damage wasn't too extreme until it critical hit, you know. But that might very well be the case. I'm just writing some stuff down because I do keep notes on all of this. But yeah, that as far as balance on that guy goes, yeah, I think he's good. I think that's a good challenge. Like, as you can see, the first time we died, it was because I let him get a couple hits on me just to see what he was doing. But as you saw, when I actually focused in, he went down reasonably well. If he'd critical hit, it would have been a potential problem, but yeah. We got the Great Axe anyway, because so as you can see, we don't have to wait for the Great Axe. So I'm gonna pass this around just to see who can and can't use it. Well, I am gonna want to switch back, so that's fair. And I do severely doubt that Pyra can use it, but you know, for completion's sake. Let's go get an entry on this Great Axe. What's so great about this axe? So it's not the hero that can wear it. Milo can wear it. None of that's surprising. I actually suspected that from the beginning. Usually no one else can wear those, so it's not really surprising. I suppose I should hand it back so I can see what the stats are, huh? That also gives him an alternative to wear for bosses if it's good enough. But, yeah. 55. So yeah, that's 95 attack. That's not too shabby. I don't know if it's quite enough to make it worth switching for that, because the problem is I don't think it would be, in the case of those guys, enough to actually break through as easily as the main character had, because like even with the boost from boost, I still only did 75 damage to it outside of a critical hit. So even if I gave it that and whatnot, it probably might not have broken through. Look at you, you're a new enemy. So these guys can apparently drop a Dark Scimitar. And as a note, you also had not spelled them right on your drop list. So if you want to correct that, that's up to you. I'm gonna make an entry for these guys. Alright, pass the man the demi-whites. Alright. Let's give them one chance to go. We'll give them a chance to see what they do. So they throw a ball of flame. They do a lot of damage. That's not good for them. Did they just... Alright, well we got a handful of things that happened there, so... We'll have to parse that. I think they went more than one time a piece, so I'm gonna write down they can have single attacks or multi-attacks for now. I'll count in the future, but what we saw was that they could hurl flame. We saw that they can howl for help. And we saw... What was the other thing that I saw? Trying to think. And double attack. It was double attack. And single attack, I guess. I'm not sure on that 100%, but I'm still gonna make an entry for it because I was pretty sure I saw it. Okay. Well, fortunately, we don't need the main character alive to win. They're also fast, but we should just be able to... Oh, that's not good. We should still be able to win, technically. Very technically. Come on, Milo, you're our hero. $21.80 and $10.20. So what does this translate to? So they're $5.45 for EXP. And they are $2.55 for gold. Okay, let's format that better. Looks like I had him on the list in the correct spot. I had him between Demioid and Berserker. I mean, Sentinel, so... Yeah, let's bring him back to life. That was a little spicy. We're definitely going to need to equip up a little. That was all magic damage, by the way, so... There wasn't much we could have done about that, so... As you can see, like, these enemies are getting pretty spicy, so if you just have, like, a couple of turns where they hit you and you don't do anything, they are getting dangerous, so... That's what I meant by maybe the actual difficulty was not so far behind Battle Edition, as you might have thought, because, like, the damage on these mobs is actually pretty strong. Especially for what level we're currently at. So I don't think I want to let these guys do a lot to us, but I mean, I will at least give them a chance. I don't think there's too much one of them could do to us, so... Well, I stand corrected. We can't bring them back to life, so we're gonna be leaving and coming back, but we'll map this corner. So let's kill these whites. Let's get out of here, Mr. White. We gotta go and cook, so it's fine. Let's skedaddle out. See what we can do with our money. Probably nothing. I don't think we actually have enough to do the mithril, but we might actually be able to buy the magic mail, which we would do in that place, because I can give that to Milo. What is our current amount? Yeah, we don't have enough to even get the magic mail currently, but we can sell some stuff and maybe that will cover the difference. It's like we did have a couple pieces of things that we don't need. What does this look like? So 9,600. Would be 12,800, so we'll put that on the list for an entry cost. Okay. What else might we not have needed? Well, we could sell this. That is, that's worth a pretty penny. We can't turn it in anymore to, the castle, by the way. Like, once you leave that first, trial, you can't turn it in anymore. Now, we are a lot closer to actually buying that, that mithril piece, so maybe we will just go back in until we get forced out one more time. Thing is that I think that it was just magic that forced it out. I don't think our increased defense will really play a part in what happened there. So just a combination of like leveling up and that sort of thing is all we can hope for. Hey, look at that. So much fruit. Yeah, I did suspect this area would take a while. Usually the second layer is a little bit of a increase in difficulty, even in the base game, you know? It's just it's kind of what happens. Honestly, the next area is usually a bigger kick in the teeth, so this one's kind of just a moderate kick in the teeth. But if we get lucky, the Driftwoods might give us a moderate increase, so... So much fruit. They're certainly doing their part to soften us up, huh? Well, this would be impressive if we managed to hit any of them. So they all running so far. Yeah, I don't think they do anything other than that now that we've seen that many do it, but yeah. They are definitely doing their best to try to be problems. Hey, we got the magic hood we asked for, although I don't think we can use it. It is worth a decent penny regardless, so... we could potentially do something with that. So, yeah, we're going to just defend with everyone but the main character. Let's see what these guys do. We didn't get any abilities the first time. Didn't see anything that time either. Sure. You got something to show us? It's not really seeming like it. So maybe these guys don't have abilities. I don't know if that's a mistake or anything, but they don't actually seem to have a lot of stats to compensate either, so. I'll give them at least another one to see what they do. Well, that's unfortunate, but I think we gave them enough chances. So we didn't get their gold last time, so their gold is 240. So the two we don't have information on is the Mantoros and the Maligators, so this is a chance to get that. We do know that their attack, but we don't know like what their EXP and stuff are. They got a lot of defense though. So they cast Quick level 2. So I'll write that down for them. They also have Quick level 2. So what did they give us? 1175 and 730. Okay, so let's take off what the other ones would have given us. So they have 525 as their EXP, and that puts them farther along than I thought. Okay, for gold, what do they got going on? $250 gold, okay. That's reasonable. Okay, let's format it properly and put it to the right location. Okay, so you are gonna go... So there are below Demi-White, but above the Berserker. So now we just need Mantoro's entry to be fleshed out a little more. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I know they can freeze. Let's just have them defend and see what they do. So they can howl. So let's put that in for them. Okay, so let's do something similar. I want to give him another chance to do anything interesting. Okay, not much happens, so they're at 1100 and 520. So that is 550 EXP, and that is 260 gold. Okay. So that puts them past the Berserker, actually. Interesting. Yeah, so I think we have them all settled out so far. Now, there are more enemies in this area deeper down, so let's top everyone off. I think we don't have to give most of these guys that much leeway anymore. We have a better idea of what they can do. This one's a little spin around, doesn't do anything for us. Well, we did get a hit in. Interesting. So we are catching up to him. 3001 and 1400. Interesting. Those are some interesting numbers. Okay. Well, that would solidly put them right above where the sentinels are for the area. So yeah. They could be a pretty good way to level up if you can hit them, so I could see these guys being a good one. I think I would disagree on the other ones being such a good choice, but these ones maybe. I mean, the other ones aren't a bad choice, don't get me wrong, but they wouldn't be worth going back for at this stage. So these guys do have double attack. I am seeing that. They also have single attack too, I think. That does raise their threat level. Okay, so we are mostly sorted on this area. Here's the Berserkers. These guys were pretty spicy. I don't feel the need to learn more about what they can do right now. Actually, you know what? I could just defend and they probably can't hurt them too bad, so let's give them a chance. That isn't anything that we didn't know. Let's heal them up and you can still defend, so. Yeah, they definitely have multi-attack options. We just saw that. Let's just take them out. Like, I think we've seen what they can do. They had a few chances. We don't need to get punked by them again. Okay, so the next one is the progression. Okay, we'll go a little further. I feel like we've seen what these guys can do. I don't need to examine that too much more. Well, we got steel armor. That's just selling fodder though, so. You could take the Reapers out. I don't think they do anything else to us. We did give them their chance. We gave these guys their chance too, and they didn't do anything either, so. If they have critical hit, it's not very high. But we will still keep on the lookout for it. So here is more of the Sentinels. We don't need to go out of our way to fight them. They aren't going to give us anything we need, so. You can just kind of map their squares and call it good. Yep, more another Sentinel. Cool. And that's gonna lead us up to, I think, the spinner. Okay, you really wanted to be 3 separate groups, huh? That's fine. They are probably going to get a hit on us or so, but we are still going to take them out, so. They are getting some good hits in. Oh, I hadn't meant to cast the third one, but I mean, we are planning on going back to town anyway, so it won't probably matter too much, so. We are going to map out this direction a bit. We're basically gonna map all the dead ends, so. This leads to a shortcut back from the other side, which we will take back and then return to town as long as we don't get destroyed along the way, so. So Pyro doesn't have a great chance to go faster for her. In fact, it's only happened once, but it is technically possible. So, we will keep trying. That is so many magic spells. Hey, they can howl. So summons meat zombies. Okay. Can we, in fact, even fight that effectively? These guys could be really, really bad. So let's write that down, that they can howl. And that it summons meat zombies. Guess we need an entry for meat zombies, don't we? Well, what we can do now is you can attack, you can quicken us. Yeah, that 150 damage. That's a problem. We do have a fire sword. We can use that. We're going to heal Pyra up and hope. You can summon more. Of course you can. Well, this is a real problem. Let us consider. This might be the fringe case where we go all in on magic. So there was 2 meat zombies, and we killed 3 of those. So we're going to keep that in track. 14,803, 14,803, and 6,000. Okay, let's parse that. That was rough. I assume that I probably wasn't meant to win that. But I'm glad to surpass expectations on that. So let's figure out what 3 of those dead hands would have been. 9,003. So they would be 5,800 divided by the 2 that we fought. Those guys would have had 2,900 EXP on their own. Not much gold though. So only 900 gold. What we did learn that they could do is that they hit really freaking hard and they can howl for help. So I'm hoping that there's not too much more they could do, but honestly that would have been probably better than what they did do, which was hit for 150. So yeah. I know that those are actually enemies from much deeper in the dungeon by far. So meat zombies are actually normally from the 4th layer, if you are wondering. So yeah, they brought in monsters from the 4th layer. As for what they drop, they can drop a barrier ring. Well, we did in fact win against them, so all's well that did. We're gonna have to revive our friends though, and probably just leave. Just straight up leave. So that happens again, we need all of our magic. Apparently just to fight. So now we know that the scenario is to just cast magic on them from the get-go, rather than worrying about boosting up one character, because like, yeah. Let's heal up. We'll take the meat zombies very seriously. But we do have the gold to get that armor that we wanted. And while I was ordering it for Pyra, believe it or not, it was going to be for Milo. Because there is a thing where if you order for Milo, you'll get the mithril armor. Whereas as long as it has the magic defense like I remember it is, it's actually better for Pyra too. So, like if you order it for Milo, you'll get the mithril armor. Whereas the actual armor you get from Pyra can be used by Milo usually. So, we are going to just get that. And if that turns out not to be the case, we can still get the magic armor for him. So, let's just go back in and get that, and we'll see how this goes. This will at least give us a second piece of mithril gear. So the light robe, the main character probably can't use it. Nope. Milo, I think, can use it. Nope. So we will then make sure that Pyra can also use it. So we're just going to pass this sucker around. Okay, so this adds 140 defense. So we're going to add an entry for this bad Larry. Yep, so it's not for the hero. And it is for Milo, and it is for Pyra. And it is 140 defense. And it costs 60,000 gold. Yeah, so what we're going to determine is whether or not this actually protects from magic like it used to. So if it does, this is better for Milo. Because more defense is fun, but magic defense is king. So yeah, we're going to actually give that to Milo for now. He definitely needs more help. Because keeping Milo alive means being able to revive people. So anything we can do to make his life more survivable is what's going to happen. Oh, and right, we can actually sell the extra nonsense we got. So this can be sold. We can sell this extra hat we got. We can sell this armor now. What is our gold situation now? So, yeah. Okay. We are healed up, we are better equipped, we're going to save it, and then we are going to head back in. Yeah, we don't want you to do that. We are making progress. Alright, so let us go back in. Let us once more head to the breach. So now you know those guys do usually run, but if you let them, they can summon meat zombies, and it becomes a problem that you have to deal with. I actually like that. Believe it or not, that was actually pretty fun. Now actually, if we manage to get a level 4 spell, which we are actually coming up to, like we actually will get our level 4 spells pretty soon, we could effectively have a much easier time with that, because one of the things is we could only do like 40 damage a person to it at that stage, so. They don't have the most hit points, they do have about 200 though, so. Left is the wrong way, right is the correct. But yeah. The adventure will continue. Yeah, and if I'd had a better weapon on the main character than the one we had, it would have made a little difference, but not a big difference. Like, we would have done 30 damage to them with the main character, but only to one of them, so it would not have made that difference to win. It wouldn't have actually, like, helped all that much, so. Overall, having the Morningstar on the main character lets them clean up better, so. Until we get something a little spicier than what we currently have, I think that's the best plan. And as you saw, using the fire sword like that can help let them do damage, so. Now that we know that magic damage, that they have as much of a situation going on as they do, we got the game in mind. Well, we are certainly going to put everyone in on that. And hopefully Pyra gets to be a little faster than them, because if she actually gets faster than them sometimes, we can kill them before they have that chance. So, that'll get better in two different ways. Now we actually are one level faster than we were, so each level we go up with Pyra will make that easier. So this is a bit of a reversal in that Pyra is actually the one that is the easiest to hurt, and that usually doesn't happen. She's usually far and above the strongest, but we have been focusing on literally everyone else. But she can buy the magic mail coming up, so we can fix that a little bit for her. That will be her next piece of equipment. But then we'll almost be out of things to buy, so until we get more mithril, there won't be much else we can do. But as stated before, like, we can get more mithril. It will just have to come from those deadheads, so we will probably end up farming them just for that reason. Because that will let us actually equip ourselves. Clearly, we're going to need equipment. However, if we can push through to the middle of the next floor, we could get access to some more mithril. So that is a thing to keep in mind. That's a very good critical hit. Good for you, Pyra. So many fungoids. Well, sure, just keep adding them. I mean, why not? Who's gonna stop you? It's me. I'm gonna stop you. Or Milo will stop you. One of us will stop you. Goodbye, fungoids. Hello, Brick Eyes. You really want to contribute, but you really aren't doing damage to us. You are just slowing us down. It's fine though, I understand. You just want to be part of the action. They do normally have this ability anyway, from what I remember. This isn't a new ability. So they can heal level 2. I think that's vanilla at least. Hello again. Well, it's gonna be a real bad time for you. She didn't get tangled up this time. And it was in fact a bad time for them. I was absolutely right. So let's heal up. And it's this one, and we will keep moseying along. That's a fountain. It's not this one. Oh, well, hello there. I didn't actually mean to walk down to see you again, but sure. We will... Let's boost Milo. Milo might be able to do something with their flail. Let's see. A little bit. That's working out so far. It's not perfect, but you could also use the fire sword. That will do some damage. Attack. We can keep healed. Critical hits could end up being a problem, but at least we can do damage this way. There we go. It wasn't a clean, but we made it. Yep, it's the next one. Well, surprise, sentinels, you know. They'll get you. You know, I actually don't have any idea on what these guys can do, by the way. So maybe we should fight them at least once. I don't know what Mr. White's got going on, but well, you guys are fast. Forgot what a problem you guys could be if you put your mind to it. And I also got a lot of defense, too. What's our stats looking like? 60, 50. Well, I don't think our situation is good enough to not keep healed, so let's keep healed. I don't have any illusions about pushing through to the end of this for a little bit, so we're definitely gonna have to level up and get our gear moving along. When we're going on our fun ride around the outside. I do like this cinematic still. I do like how this floor is really not all that complexly designed. Well, hello, mandrakes. You are new. I will see what you give us. You can give us healer fruit. So let's get an entry for you. Since you haven't shown up yet, I'm gonna assume that you're somewhere after the Mantoros, but I don't know for sure. But I'm gonna give you an entry there. Let's put you there. You got a healer fruit. We hope you don't steal our mana. That would be really annoying. But I'm sure you will do your thing. Let us defend and see what happens. You hit pretty hard. You didn't do anything but attack, so that's fine. You didn't attack more than once either. Let's just defend and see one more time what happens. You attacked. You just attacked. So I didn't get any moves off of this. 1590 and 750. Well, the gold's easy, that's 250. So they are 530 for EXP, so they are not where I put them, but that's fine. That's why we check. So these guys go between Maligator and Berserker. Cool. I suppose I'll keep healed on Pyra and on the main character. Cool. We'll keep Tippy topped off for now, as long as we're getting punked. So this way leads to a shortcut back to the beginning. I suppose we should let these guys have a round and see what they choose to do, so we have a better idea in case they surprise us. Well, they cast Muddle level 2 for one. Muddle level 2 is not usually too dangerous. But let us write that down. It at least doesn't do damage, so you can attack, we'll defend, we'll see one more time what you choose to do. You tried again, you did muddle them. You held a rock. That's an interesting choice. So I guess we can write down that they'll throw a rock. That's like non-elemental damage, so we'll knock it out so we don't damage ourselves, but interesting. Interesting choice, Mr. White. So there is a treasure chest in here. That's another reason to come in here, but I would have come in here just to map it, so it does unfortunately involve going through a small path, but while I don't think it's anything important, it is something I will get. Angel Feather is one thing that they give us. Let's focus on these Maligators and let the whites have another chance. He didn't decide to do anything too bad to us. Oh, well, I mean, one of them is dead. Let's let them have a chance. Show us your moves. You did it, you showed us. Don't do that. Alright, let's get him out of here. Here's the other treasure chest. We get a delicious magic hood. Nom nom nom. Oh, look at you. You're salamanders. You're reskinned. You got it. I like the blue color. I'm gonna put you past Mantaros. You haven't shown up yet, so let's put them in. I don't know if I like this big group of them. I might just treat them as disposable for now, and we'll catch them next time when there's not quite so many. Looks like they can give us an ice saber, which might be a decent upgrade. We will find out if we get it. There isn't another way to get it, so if we wanted it, we would have to fight them for it, or get them to give it to us another way. So we will attack them. They're gonna probably get a chance to attack anyway, but maybe not. Maybe the two of them will knock them out. We cast Freeze level 3. Freeze level 4? We don't want that. We might wipe here. That would be very unfortunate. And I don't think there would be too much we could have done about it at that point then. Yeah, I don't think there was much we could have done about this. What we did learn is that light does not protect against what we currently have going on. So light robe does not defend against those, at least. So that is something to keep in mind. So maybe mithril armor would end up being better. So what is our gold looking like? I do think they might have also had double attack. It was a little hard to tell, but I think I counted more attacks than just one for each. So we either need to level up quite a bit, or something, or get lucky to pass them. If we level up enough, we could run past them, probably. But, yeah. That is a little spicy. So yeah, if the intended difficulty is to be harder than Battle Edition, you've succeeded. I congratulate you. As I've told you before, I like that, but it might be more than you had intended. So now maybe we will try to get those items that we need, because apparently those guys are quite spicy. So I guess we will hunt driffids and stuff in the middle area. So we have two upgrades that I've seen that we could get. Driffids can drop for us a better flail, and we could get mithril from, well, that could help a little bit, I suppose. This is a use item that lets people restore their mana, so we will definitely hold on to it. However, running out of mana has not been our problem, so that won't directly help us with the situation. But yeah, these deadheads could also drop mithril for us to boost our stuff directly. Not to mention just leveling up will let us do well as on top of that, so. If we just focus on Driffids and the Deadheads, we will basically potentially get upgrades. Whether those upgrades boost us right past where we're at is a little unknown. But it certainly couldn't hurt. So Pyra is catching up to them at least, so we are able to sort them out. Look at you getting all divisive. We're going to sort that out. Well, these guys definitely want to be here. Yeah, getting that armor wouldn't have helped at all because we didn't take much melee damage. What we took was a whole bunch of magic damage and there wasn't anything we could do about that. I mean, there technically is the screen spell, but that usually doesn't work and will waste the turn of the one person who can do significant damage to everyone, so that is not a good plan. And if the average player didn't know that the Hex Whip is the way to have a better time in this area, they are gonna have a ton of trouble with that particular fight. Like, I do think that will be an issue for them. You do get a limited number of those dark blocks at this point, so yeah. I think there's one more that you can get from the apothecary. I think she also offers one as a deal, so you have your choice at 2 cursed items if you wish at this point. I don't think any of them are really worth it other than the Hex Whip, unless they've been significantly changed, but there is that. Yeah, a lot of the cursed items have some real bad effects to them. Like they can make you attack your allies, or they could do quite a few things actually. So barrier ring is an item that we can get. I don't think we'll do too much with it. I'll probably honestly sell it for now. We can buy it back later if we really want it. But it basically casts speed level 2 on everyone. And the problem with speed level 2 is that on any fight where you need it, you're already in trouble, so losing that first turn is terrible. If your fight's going on that long, it's either just being really tedious, or you're too weak to be there, so between those two situations... Oh, that's right. We'll fight you again. We had fun last time. So what can we do? We can actually use this again. Oh, sure, we'll attack. We will boost Milo again. We will boost Hero. Oh, look at you. 93 isn't enough to kill us. Gotta do better than that. We will keep on top of it. We'll heal. He's trying. Trying my patience. Don't you dare. As you can see, they tried their hardest. We got 5 more speed, maybe we will have a better time. Well, we did win, so that's all that matters. Hey, we surprised you. You're gonna have a bad time. Poor deadheads. They are definitely dead. Well, you didn't get to do anything, so that works out for us. They definitely are good for experience, at least. Well, we didn't even make it through, so I guess we will at least try once more. If we do get murdered, we get murdered. You will make sure to keep full healed going past that point. Like I said, we are mostly caught up with everything we can currently buy. Anything else that we get is just gonna, for gold, is just gonna be for experimentation, because we need mithril for anything else we need anyway, and so we got blast level 4. That will help us if we have a similar problem to before. So this might be the fringe case where magic actually is important. Good job. We're just gonna make sure everyone's all healed up because, yeah. But I do want to go finish that loop on that area we were at, and then we will dip back near the beginning of this floor just to actually hunt those mobs, because like, I think actually trying to push through to the next floor isn't going to help us at all until we have some better gear. But I had rather suspected when we saw those salamanders that it was gonna be real bad, to be honest. We didn't get a good handle on what these guys can do. I'm gonna give them another chance to do stuff. Well, they certainly didn't do much to us. How's our status looking there? Okay, well we have seen most of the enemies that this floor can give us directly. There is another mini-boss that we get towards the end of it that is potentially dangerous, but it depends on if they've been buffed or not. The headhunters are actually usually fairly dangerous in the main game. So this we should be able to do. Let's try to count their attacks to see if it is a problem that I think it is. They do one attack. They did a second attack, so yes, they do get multi-attacks. It's one attack. That is two attacks, so they did two attacks every time. They didn't use magic though, so that is something nice at least. So 1300 and 500. That's actually quite a lot to give us, so they are definitely spicy. And here I thought that maybe those berserkers were the deterrent monsters, but I think maybe these guys are. Now. But yeah, we did make our way to that other treasure chest, and we did get that treasure chest. We just didn't make it out. We also know the point where they get harder, like when you go on that ride around, that's when you start facing them. They're not the only new enemy that'll show up though, like there are other ones that start popping in. So what other enemies do we have pop in? Yeah, we have an option at Camille's, Death Serpents, and Wing Blades showing up. So those three dudes definitely can pop in. So we do still... Oh, you can paralyze me. Oh, I'd actually... That's vanilla too. So these guys actually have some decent abilities. What they don't have is they don't have any damage though. So they currently have paralyze, hit, and heal. So yeah, that could be bad if something else gets into the mix though. Let's see what our situation is. Nope. It wore off, so this should lead back to where we were at, so we should be back to facing the other enemies. So we do want to fight more deadheads, and we do want to fight more driffids. So we are going to kick around in the first half of this area. We definitely want the items that they drop, so... If it wasn't these enemies, there would be another one that gives us problems. So it is worth noting that we just took half damage from something. So what do we have on that would do that? So we took half damage from fire. Is it the barrier ring or is it the magic ring? So what we can do is we can move it, see if that is it. So give the barrier ring to Milo. We'll see if that confers to them. Because if so, there's a reason to collect barrier rings. But something is giving us magic resistance, and as I said, magic resistance is actually quite nice. At least for fire. Like, we at least have fire resistance on one of our characters. And there are basically 3 main elements, so... And since we're actually getting faster than them, like, they are just going to get rolled soon. So we got Blaze level 4. That lets her also hit those meat zombies hard if we need to. So now they each can do about 80 damage a round if they need to. I guess we should keep walking towards the beginning, because we want to get Driffids to show up again. Yeah, but this is so far the first time I felt like I need to go actually get something to progress, so... The fact that I can't just walk through is probably a good thing. Well, that is not terrible. You cast heal level 2. I don't think that's on our list, so we'll put that on there. So they can also heal. Not that it's going to help them, that actually just dilutes their pool a little. But cool, it's on the list of things they can do. Oh, you can watch warily. That's a defensive ability, actually. So we'll put that on their list, too. I've never quite pinned down what that one does, though. It doesn't seem to do, like, the half damage that, the shield one does, so if it does much, it isn't... I'm not sure if it's just like a chance to dodge, or if it's just a waste of their turn. Well, that is unfortunately 2 of us paralyzed. This could be bad if they actually manage to get the 3rd one off. Pyrica's probably going to kill most of them, so this does at least get a little less dangerous. What a silly battle. Wow, you're starting to run? Dang, I didn't even think monsters this deep in the place tried to run. Okay, we're far enough back to get the Driffids in, so we're gonna hunt around here till we get something from them or the other ones, so I guess saddle in, guys. We're gonna be grinding for a bit. We're gonna get a Mythol ore, or we're going to get the better flail. If we get the better flail, we can go in a little deeper and hunt them at that 2nd stage area. We're definitely gonna get something that boosts our situation. So we're basically just gonna do laps around this place. And we'll do this for a few minutes, and then I'm probably gonna go back to town and just save it up, because we've been going for a while in the dungeon. Clearly this place doesn't want to get defeated in 1 round. But like I said, floor 2 and onward are a little spicier than the trials, so you can't really sneak through them. You gotta actually get to their level. Haven't been poisoned in a minute. Oh, we are sort of, getting faster than a lot of these. We're getting more surprise attacks in, at least. Oh, you guys can watch warily? Actually, that's not on your list, I think. Alright. You got a new ability. You can watch warily. That's your defense's ability, like I said before. Okay. I wish you had the ability to give me your item, though. That would be useful. Oh, you got surprised. That's probably not going to work out well for you. Oh, this is real bad for them. At least she can consistently go first now, regardless, so... Yeah, we'll go another like 5 minutes, and if I don't get anything, I'm gonna go to town and probably save it up. We'll continue this up at a future time. Oh hey, we finally got one. Alright, let's pass this around and see what it does. So she can't wear it. I didn't expect her to be able to. Let us give that over to that character. Can't wear it either. I didn't expect them to be able to. Let us pass it over to Milo. So it does have 40 more attack. Let us make an entry for this. So it's not for the hero, it is for Milo, and it is not for Pyra. And it is 80 attack, and we do not know exactly how it functions, so we will have to check that out. Two, three, four. So hits everyone once, hits you once, hits you twice. So it has at least 5 extra attacks. So it is still like the whip. It does a flail and a whip effect. So it is a flail. 5 hit? Maybe it's more than 5 hit. Like, there's no way to determine currently from this party. And it is a whip. So it is extremely good. That is definitely an improvement. I wonder if we can get a group that'll actually let us test this. So what we need is a group that has at least 5 of something and 1 of another. This may work. Let us... Oh, well, I didn't mean to run. Well... This might actually work. Let us... Well, it won't work because I wanted to kill the deadheads. I changed my mind and I didn't say it out loud. But we will find a group it'll work on. We're just gonna pop around for another second. Yeah, let us do this. You can attack them. You can defend. 1, 2. Oh, so it is not actually a flail. Oh. So somehow it manages to be a whip twice? Does it double whip? Is it a double whip? I didn't know that was an option either. Well, now we can't tell. I don't actually know how this one works. Is it somehow a double hit whip? Because the flail definitely did both a flail and a whip action, so maybe this is somehow a double whip. What would be sturdy enough that we could test this on? The Sentinel would be sturdy enough to test this on. We could test it on a Sentinel. If we want to go find one. I do know where one is. We can go find the Sentinel. I don't know exactly which way is the correct way. We've been circling for a while now, so we're gonna have to go figure out which way the right way is. But we're gonna go find a Sentinel, we're gonna test this, and then I will head back to town and save it. I wonder if I could figure it out from looking at this. Yeah, I do think that maybe this is the right way. We go this way. That seems right to me. Maybe I'm very wrong. Alright, so we are going to heal up anyway. We're going to heal everyone, and we're just going to walk to that section. Clearly my instincts are failing me. I've been playing for too long, so we are going to go to where it is still. Yeah, because I know it's not functioning exactly like a flail, because a flail would hit more than one group. Flails have no problem jumping between groups, whereas whips will not. So somehow this is like a double whip so far. But maybe it hits even more than twice. It could be a triple whip. I just don't have anything sturdy enough in front of me to actually test this. I mean, that is a problem that will solve itself as we play. We could go deeper and we'll find sturdier monsters. But I think the Sentinel would work. What is a bit ironic is I don't think we actually are going to need the Morning Star with the main character much longer. If we actually have just like this, all these whips on like those characters, we might want a character that can just like finish things off. But I mean, maybe not. We'll see how we feel about it. It would have to be stronger than what we currently have, but we do have weapons we haven't bought in town, so there might be something that actually fits the bill for what we want. But I will test that out on a future time. Did that have a whip function to it? I mean, a flail function anyway? This thing's mad inconsistent. These guys might be sturdy enough. Let's see what happens if I just let Milo go run wild. 2, 4. So it's 4 extra hits. He did 4 extra hits after doing a whip. I'm still not 100%. I'm convinced on I know how this works, so. Is this just a random number of extra hits? Because it's definitely hitting kind of a random number. Because that one hit like 6. Did somehow they put in a random number generator for the number of hits that does? So that was 3 extra hits. I definitely have counted 4 so far. So maybe there's a range that it could do, so it picks a number between them. I don't need Pyro to attack currently. 1 extra hit, 2 extra hits, 3 extra hits. So it did at least 3. That is probably what I needed to make it past this area, but we are going to have some options going forward, so... Come on, Pyra, get some of these guys in. We are continuing to level up, we're getting faster than them. Let's make sure we're healed up. Let's make sure we got the right stuff on. Even if it's a bit of a waste, I'm just gonna top everyone off. Because we're gonna plan on going to town after this anyway. So yeah, let's put our fire sword on. We are going to... yeah. I'm gonna boost up Milo. This should go great, actually. This will probably actually kill this. He might not be sturdy enough for what we're gonna do to him. 2, 3. So we got 2 extra hits on him. So far we've seen 2 extra hits. We've seen up to 4 extra hits. So far it is 2 to 4 hits. So somehow, flails were made to have an inconsistent number of hits, and I'm actually really curious about that. But it definitely also has a whip effect, so it's doing both of those things, which is interesting. Let us clear out what we have in here. We're definitely in a better spot than before. I'm gonna see what it wants to sell it for. So this would sell for that amount. And that would be 15,000. Let's put that as an entry for this item. Cool. I think we might be able to buy another thing of mithril. I don't remember if we bought it or not, so we might have another option. So let us buy this bad Larry. So we'll get another one of these. I believe this one will be fine. So we can do that. Well, that'll put her in the big rigs too, so we are going to have... did that... Wait a second. Where is our defense coming from? Does holding the barrier ring just give an absolute butt ton of defense? I think it might be 344. Has this always been the case? So it's adding 69 defense. Nice. Well, I mean, I noticed it. I see what you did there. Well, that is confirmation that the barrier ring I just add 69 defense for holding it. So maybe the magic ring is what is giving us our fire resist. But maybe it's the barrier ring, so we will find out next time. How much do we have to play with? So we do have some options we can test. Maybe we will test out the strongest theoretical one. So the strongest one that the main character could use would theoretically be this one. So we will at least test this one out. I should have handed that around to see if anyone else could wear it. We didn't test that, but we will do that now. The answer is no on them. Actually, she can in fact wear this, which is kind of wild. So she can use the steel lance. Huh. Look at you being absolutely a menace. Yeah, so let's put that in there. Depending on what this does, this could be crazy. But if it just does the normal stuff, then it is whatever. So the hero can use it, not Milo. But Pyra can use this, and it adds 100 attack. So the fire sword is 85. But if this does something like multiple hits... Alright, you can't actually take that off, yeah. fine. We will actually test it on them. We'll do that right before we leave. We will put that on. And we will see how this works for that. First we'll just attack. We'll see one attack. If it's just a single attack, that's almost not worth it. Still, we will try again. See if it's something random. Doesn't seem like it. Does give critical hit. Well, maybe it doesn't add anything, I don't know. Well, that doesn't do anything particularly special, but we tested it. It is 15 better than this though, so if we wanted a sword that could be used in a pinch for bosses, it is an option. Well, let's trim out some things we don't need. So we don't need the chainmail. What is interesting is we actually do not need the angel feather either, because we have the magic ring. We can restore someone's her mana to return to town if she does somehow lose it all. So that's no longer a safety we need to hold on to. So yeah, we'll test out the other weapons in there at our leisure. We're gonna heal up, we're gonna save it, and we are going to call it a stream. Oh well, didn't actually mean to do that, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna save it again. This time I won't dispel it. I just don't want to deal with it next time I load it. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about how I felt about the experience so far. So yeah, I did like the balance on most of the second layer. I do feel like that salamander might be a little overtuned for our level, but I mean, that's a choice you can make for yourself. I do think that we are probably strong enough to break through it now that I've gotten that great flail. But I do think that without the hex whip that I was using, that players might have problems with that if they come across that. So that is something to think about, I suppose. Other than that, I don't know what else the other enemies there do, but we should be able to push through to at least the next floor, is my thinking. And I am hoping to get to the Mystic Rope at least on the next stream. So that's my current plan. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye now.